for the delay. We're going to serve popcorn later. It's a new thing. Yeah. We just have to get a 3-bay sink and a hand washing station as well. So it's okay. It's all part of the. We're good. All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Council President Duffloth. I call this meeting to order. We get a roll call, please.
Counselor Funderburg.
Here.
Counselor Katie McMillan.
Here.
Counselor Smith.
Here.
Counselor Dennis McMillan.
Here.
Counselor McLean.
He's excused.
Excused.
President Duffloff.
I'm here.
Mayor Sipe.
Also excused.
Also excused. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh. Again, everybody welcome. Tuesday. It's beautiful outside.
Yes.
Let's get approval of the agenda. Counselors, you had a chance to look through it.
Yep.
You see no objections. Move for a motion.
Mr. Council President, I'd like to make a motion. We approve the agenda as presented.
I second. We have a first and a second. Can I have a roll call, please?
Counselor Funderburg.
Aye.
Counselor Katie McMillan.
Aye.
Counselor Smith.
Aye.
Counselor Dennis McMillan. President Duffloff.
Aye. All right, let's move forward to city manager's report. General announcements, sir.
Yeah, two announcements. First, just once again, reminder, we have our ribbon cutting celebration of the business center in 3 days this Friday. That starts at 5:30 p.m. and goes until 8:30 p.m. We will have free food, free beverages, free treats and snacks, as well as Blue Tattoo performing for us for the night. And so you'll get to sort of see the full display of the Village Square Park Pavilion outside the business center, as well as tours through the building. We'll get to show you the incubator businesses, as well as our permanent tenant space upstairs and our community development and parks departments. So we'll house them in there as well. Get a good look at the community room. We're really excited about that commercial kitchen in there. And space for 50 very comfortably and up to about 75 people if we really needed to. So hope everyone can come and participate in that. Invite all your friends. Should be a good night. And then the following day, as kind of to kick off summer a little bit early, is our Saturday market. So after a 7-year hiatus, it is coming back. And so that starting at 4 p.m. and goes until I think 8 p.m. that night as well. And so same thing. We also have 2 bands performing that night. We have I think we have 20 vendors signed up, including food and craft vendors as well. So please come and support the Saturday market on Saturday. Outside of that, there's of course several other things. Encourage everybody to take a look at our calendar on our website, as well as our Parks and Recreation page. But those will be our highlights for tonight.
Very good. Public Works semi-annual report.
All right.
It was laid out very nice. I wanted to thank you guys. It looks great. I like the pictures of the staff. That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
Give them some recognition. That's amazing.
So Scott has administrative help, and so his assistant Melissa did an excellent job of helping make this look very awesome and professional. Our Public Works department does a great job, of course, and so he's not here to present it tonight. Apologize for that, but the report is available. I can go through it and highlight if you'd like, or I can answer any questions you might have. Specifically wanted to be sure to highlight staff that we have, some of the projects that we're working on. Just one of those things is to highlight at the museum. We've been doing the asbestos and lead abatement there. That project is coming into the final stretch here now, and we look forward to getting to partnering with the museum to get the museum back open here again pretty soon.
Good.
I guess it's been sort of closed for the winter as normal, but we're going to be able to have it ready to open kind of regularly as time goes. Of course, it's been springtime. Our crews have been out in the parks and on the golf course as everything is waking up. A lot more work going on out there, which has been great. We mentioned this before, but over the last quarter, we were able to get in the new crosswalk on 6th Street or Highway 30. Right now is this was sort of the first phase to create the painted crossing as well as the safety island that's there. In your meeting in 2 weeks from now, we've got to get into the budget because the city will have to pay for the illumination for that crossing, which is not in our budget now. So assuming that gets approved through the annual budget process for next year, that is a project that we anticipate being, something that we anticipate being installed by this summer. Outside of that, as we're coming in now, we're doing a lot of hiring right now. We have some vacancies in both full-time staff and part-time staff. If you have anybody that you know that might be interested in water or wastewater positions, particularly those early in a career or looking for a new career, we encourage them to please apply. Outside of that, we've got our crews continuing to work pretty tirelessly out there. We've had, as the city continues to grow, we have a lot of valves and pipes and extra things that weren't there each and every year. So they've been out there working on that a lot. And then there's a highlight here of Melissa Lopez as our new administrative support in the department. So you'll start seeing, continue to see higher quality administrative reporting and those kinds of things coming your way. Outside of that, we highlight service hours, service requests, our budget requests in the report, as well as just a general, once again, thank you to the city council and to the residents for the support of the department as they are able to go out there and do their work. Thank you for getting them the budget that they needed to do their work. And for the most part, we haven't really had any major issues in the last couple months where we haven't been able to respond to it, where there's been something there. So we appreciate the support.
Hey, Dave, what's the minimum age for those sewer jobs? I know a couple guys.
Yeah, so we can do during summertime, we can actually take them on at 16 years old part-time. But depending on what they're doing for that job, they may have to be supervised with someone with those certifications. The tricky part, though, in Oregon, any work they do prior to turning 18, those hours don't count towards a level 1 or level 2 certification. So it's a little bit frustrating. That's one of the things that so I sit on the League of Oregon Cities Water and Wastewater subcommittees, and one of the legislations priorities that we're anticipating bringing to the legislature next session is to change that law to start it at both 16 years old and to also add the possibility of reciprocity between states. So if you have a levels 1, 2, 3, or 4 certification in Idaho or Washington or California, that we'd have reciprocity with those certifications would come into the state here, that because we're having a very difficult time finding and retaining water and wastewater specialists throughout the state. So those are some of the things we're working on. So right now, 16 years old, they could come and work, but unfortunately those hours wouldn't work towards a certification until they're 18.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Really good. No offense to Scott, but I could definitely tell that maybe he had a hand in taking pictures or something.
He's smart enough to hire really good people to
Yes.
make him look really good. That's how it's supposed to go.
I wanted to believe it, Scott, though.
I get it. It's okay. All right. Without anybody else got any further discussions?
Nope.
Okay, let's move on to public comment. Public comment segment allows community members to share their opinions, raise concerns, and provide information directly to the city council. Thank you, sir. Comments should be addressed to city-related issues and must not pertain to items scheduled for public hearing on the same evening's agendas. I'm sorry. If you wish to speak, please complete the sign-up sheet, including the topic you wish to discuss. Please begin by stating your name, address, and once you call to the podium. Please note, comments criticizing city programs and operations are permitted. That doesn't sound, are permitted during this segment. However, criticism of individual city employee is not allowed during the public comment period. Concerns regarding city employees should be submitted in writing to city human resources. The only one we have tonight is Josiah on the first one.
Josiah Barron, 100 Cline Avenue, Umatilla Chamber of Commerce. Just a few announcements, and I know I seem like I say that every time, but I think it will just be a few this time. If you're not already planning on going to the 10th annual Conrad Skinner Memorial Golf Tournament, we'll also have the Umatilla Distinguished Citizens Award banquet on that Friday, May 15th evening. If you haven't bought your tickets for that, we'll have Acapulco catering that night, so some delicious tacos and then some great dessert from Isabell's Antojitos. And we'll be glad to honor the Chamber of Commerce will be presenting the Business of the Year Award to Greater Purpose Heating and Cooling, and to the Citizen of the Year Award to Genesis Zuniga. So it will be really, I think it will be really great to, since we're having the banquet at the high school this year, to have two Umatilla born and raised high school alumni receiving the awards, and it will be at the high school as well. So that's May 15th. You can either go to umatillaorchamber.org and look up the events page. There's a big buy tickets button on there, or you can come down to the chamber office and buy tickets in person as well. We'll make sure that we don't conflict with the Conrad Skinner Memorial Golf Tournament next year, and so that you don't have to pick and choose. Also, in addition to that, it's not just the chamber presenting awards. Umatilla School District will be presenting their Bridge Builder Awards, as well as the Umatilla Police Department would be presenting an award, and the Umatilla Rural Fire District. So a great community awards night. If you're looking for some place to camp, as we're starting to get closer into the season, but don't want to go too far, Indian Lake Campground is now officially open for the season, operated by CTUIR, if you didn't know, but it's really nice up there just outside of Pilot Rock. And I won't try to say the other name from Indian Lake, but fishing, camping, and lots of either day use or overnight. You can check all that information out at campindianlake.com or check out their Facebook page at Indian Lake Campground. And the last thing I just had to mention is the ballots have been delivered, or at least I've received mine. A lot of people are receiving their ballots. One great way to help support your local business and make sure that we have good leaders in there is to cast your vote and make your voice heard and vote for those people that are going to support local business. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Josiah.
Thank you. All right, moving on to consent agenda. April minutes. So we need approval. That should have been in the managers, right? Or the minutes. I need the minutes approved. Yes. Any questions about the minutes?
No.
Okay, we don't have any questions. I'm looking for a motion.
Mr. Council President, I'd like to make a motion. We approve the April 21st, 2026 minutes.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Let's get a roll call.
Counselor Funderburk.
Aye.
Counselor Katie McMillan.
Aye.
Counselor Smith.
Aye.
Counselor Dennis McMillan. President Duffloff.
Aye. All right, moving on to public hearing of PA-1-20 zone change and plan amendment. Okay, so I'm looking for a motion to adjourn and go to a public hearing.
Did you read that number right? Okay.
PA-1-26
Okay, I heard
dash.
0. Okay.
Okay, that's all right.
Sorry.
That's all right. No,
Okay.
thank you.
I move that we go into public hearing.
I have a first. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Funderburk.
Aye.
Counselor Katie McMillan.
Aye.
Counselor Smith.
Aye.
Counselor Dennis McMillan.
Aye.
President Duffloff.
Aye. All right, we're now in public hearing section. I call this hearing of the Umatilla City Council to order. A sign-up list is available for those who wish to testify. A person must testify either orally or in written in order to be considered a party to discussion and have the opportunity to appeal. Copies of the applicable criteria are available from staff. The Umatilla Council must base its decision on these criteria. Testimony and evidence must be directed toward this criteria or other criteria in the plan and land use regulations believed to be applicable to decision. Failure to raise an issue with statements or evidence significant to afford us and other interest persons to have an opportunity to respond to that issue may preclude appeal to the Land Use Board of Appeals. If new information is presented at the hearing, you must request a continuance to allow additional time to respond. You may also request that record remain open. A request must be made while the record's open. Okay, so how we're going to do this, the procedure is staff will summarize the application. The applicant may present testimony, public testimony in favor of the application, public testimony in opposition to the application, neutral testimony, rebuttal testimony, record closed, deliberation, and then we vote and have a decision. That concludes the introduction. We begin first phase. So staff summarize the application.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Council President. Remaining members of the City Council, good evening. For the record, Zach Ratkai, Community Development Director. The applicant and property owner, known as Momo Incorporated, has submitted a comprehensive plan and zoning map amendment to rezone specifically tax lot 800, 900, and 1100 of the assessor's map. It's in your report. I'm not going to name all the letters and numbers there. Essentially a rezone to take from the current zoning of single-family residential R1 to general commercial GC with the intent to develop a recreational vehicle park on this site. In determining the best use of the property with the intent of meeting the demand, current and future demand of essential short-term housing needs of the city of Umatilla, the applicant proposes future development of approximately 80-spot RV park. Current zoning on the property of R1 does not permit the RV park as a use. However, general commercial does. So essentially this item is just the rezone of this property. Subsequent processes to enable the development of the property, whether it's conditional use review, subdivision, or replat, will be utilized in the future to develop the intended use. Within your packet, there was some site plans in there, but this item brought before you this evening is just the zone change and comprehensive plan language amendment here. Public notice was provided pursuant to all of our applicable provisions in the city code, as well as the requirements of the Oregon Department of Land Conservation and Development. Notice for a subsequent ordinance to enable this change was posted on May 1st in accordance with City Council policy as well. So that's general rundown. We do have the applicants in the audience this evening to speak to the next segment of the public hearing. I'll take any questions of staff at this time.
Council, before you have questions, if we could, one thing that we missed on the introduction is if you did have any ex parte communication
Yes.
prior to this hearing, we do need to
Yeah, I
have
noticed.
that disclosed.
I apologize. I noticed it was, I knew it wasn't in here, so I don't think anybody has any to.
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're clear.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Anybody got any questions? All right. Applicant may present testimony if he wants to, or if they want to. There you go.
Thank you. Good evening. For the record, my name is Tamara Mabbott, and I have been working with Mark Keith, who is the owner of Momo Inc. Is that what it's called? Yeah. So I don't know that we have a lot to add to Zach's staff report. I want to compliment Zach and Nancy, who've been really great to work with. I think we started meeting with them last August, and together with staff from the Department of Land Conservation and Development, who typically oppose rezoning residential land to anything else, but because of the layout of the land, the presence of city easements for sewer and water transmission lines. It's really not desirable property for permanent residences. Mark and his previous wife, Jennifer, had owned the property for what, 7 or 8 years?
7 years.
Yeah, so it's always been Mark and Jennifer's vision to develop this property. We don't have a formal presentation today. Zach said it correctly, that the next piece, if you choose to approve the zone change and plan amendment, we hope you do, will be to file a conditional use permit. We'll also at that time do a traffic impact analysis, which will have its challenges, and then go before the planning commission for the development permits. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, this project, it came into thought really a couple of years ago when I was working with Umatilla Electric. They wanted to put power lines right through the property, and I said, please go around me. And so that happened, and I didn't take their huge payoff that they wanted to pay me. I said, I don't want to do that. It's going to ruin the property. I'd rather just have you go around it, and they did. So that was a gracious move before they ran all those lines down through McNary that we dealt with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So during that, Patrick, who was helping me at the time, he helped lift the overlay zones that were holding it back from being able to have anything really. Well, you couldn't put homes in there because of the lines, because you couldn't build above a certain height. So he worked with me to remove those overlays and make it so that you could at least have an RV park or storage units or something. And so knowing that the RV parks are stuffed right now, and probably for a long time, I'm currently working as a site medic on the Amazon sites as a paramedic. They're coming from Pasco, Kennewick, Ellensburg, because they can't find a place to live. So then we started thinking about RV park. And so Tamara and I started talking, and we did our initial meeting with Scott, and that's how it came about. That's probably the best use, not homes, not apartments. And so that's how we got to this project. So that's how it started.
Thank you.
Any questions? Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, at this point, we'll hear public testimony in favor of the application. Any testimony in opposition to the application? Neutral testimony, opposition? Oh, go ahead. Can you push the button, sir? Thank you.
I'm Stephen Smith. I just reviewed the property with Mark, and I have some experience in developing properties. So what struck me about the property is it looks like it's already been used for a park. We saw pads there where previous pads are going to be. And as I agree, it's not a good spot for residential just because of the near power lines by. It just doesn't lend itself for that. But for temporary workers, I think it's ideal. It's got good access to the highway. And also with that zoning, they could put a food park there, which would be useful as well. So I think it's ideal. I just don't see any negatives, except the access on the one road is limited to one way, and that can be dealt with, I believe. So I think it's an excellent project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Smith, we apologize, we didn't have the sign up. Could you come and give us
Yes.
your information, please?
Thank you. All right. Do we have any neutral testimony or any rebuttal testimony from the applicant? Okay, record's closed. Deliberation. Council, thoughts?
I don't know, I'd like to see development in that area
Yeah.
myself personally.
Yeah, I think the views are pretty dang nice.
Yeah. It's been
think it's a
vacant.
great
for-
idea.
It's just, no, I think it's a great opportunity to utilize that space in something that's going to be long-term. And again, it's always been cumbersome with the closeness to the road and the lines and the easements and everything. I think it would be really difficult for us to get a home developer in there. And I think it's a great wise use of this.
Mhm.
I know I've had many visits with Mark in the past about developing in different things. And so, no, I completely support
Mhm.
this.
Same.
I think the planning commission is not going to have a problem with it either. Again, I think there's going to be some hurdles, but I think that's all part of it. So yeah, let's take a vote. If someone wants to make a motion, we have to come back out.
So yeah, you'll close the hearing and it's your
Okay.
first item of business coming up next.
Perfect. Sounds good. With that, I'll take a motion to close the hearing and reconvene to our regular.
I'd like to make a motion. We close the public record and return back to our regular meeting.
Second. We have a first and a second. Can we take a roll call, please?
Counselor Funderburk.
Aye.
Counselor Katie McMillan.
Aye.
Counselor Smith.
Aye.
Counselor Dennis McMillan.
Aye.
President Duffloff.
Aye. All right, we are now back into regular session. So I guess we go on to take a vote now, or do we go on to new business for the first reading?
There,
We have to make the motion to,
Make a motion.
yeah, so you have,
and then the first.
because you're
reading.
taking, we've put this as one agenda item.
Okay,
And you can, but it's two actions
Right.
under one item. So there are two motions available for you if
Okay.
you agree with those motions.
Mr. Council President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Planning Commission's recommendation for approval for PA 1-26. And I'd like to make a motion for a move for a first reading by title only of ordinance number 883.
we have a first. Do I get a second?
I'll second.
All right, stereo. Roll call, please.
Counselor Funderburk.
Aye.
Counselor Katie McMillan.
Aye.
Counselor Duffloff.
Aye.
Counselor Smith.
Aye.
Counselor Dennis McMillan.
Aye.
Okay. So do we need to have a first reading now?
Yes.
Yes. I'm sorry. You have four things going on at once.
Ordinance number 883, an ordinance to amend the City of Umatilla Comprehensive Plan and zoning map by changing the plan designation of 3 tax lots to general commercial.
Thank you. Move on to 9.1. 9.2, excuse me, resolution number 47-2026. General fee resolution.
Yeah, so if I can, before we move on, then I'll wrap it. So we will, the ordinance 883 to approve so that we had the first reading next week. In 2 weeks from now, you'll have your second reading and approval of the ordinance, just so you understand that. So we'll do a
Yes.
double.
Okay.
So,
So it takes, we got to do a 14-day.
yep. So your adoption of the ordinance. So today was the first reading
Yep.
and then 14, you'll have your second reading and adoption of the ordinance.
Thank you.
then. Yep. Just to be, there you go. All right. So for this resolution here on the fee schedule, in the summary statement, as kind of highlighted what we've looked at here. So just a reminder. So back in 2019, the city hired FCS Group to come and do a rate study of particularly our water and sewer rates as well as our solid waste. And at that time, you might recall that they found that our rates were exceptionally lower than both our operational need and what market was at. So they recommended in year one a rather large percentage improvement with subsequent 6% rate increases each year thereafter for a number of years. So we did that, and then we had recent inflationary rates that were at historical highs, close to 9%. And so you might recall 2 years ago when we had those inflationary rates, council decided to, rather than follow the CPI at that time, which was again around 9%, we kept the rate around 6% with the idea that we anticipated or had hoped that inflationary rates would come back to historical levels between 2 and 4%. And so we would keep this maybe at 6% to follow that up. And so two things are happening. So that's exactly what's happening with the water fund, our operational reserves and our estimated projects and operations in general to maintain that system and to meet those requirements of our water master plan. We need to keep the water rate as an increase of 6% this year. But our sewer fund is doing significantly better, and it can do what that plan originally called for, was to get back to just CPI. And so right now that's roughly 2.4%. So the recommendation here is for sewer rates to be at 2.5%. And you also may recall last year, our garbage company, they had made a rather large proposal for an increase in rates. At that point in time, we were able to negotiate a deal with them to sort of phase that in rather than to take it all in a big chunk. And so that's what you're looking at here on is the result of that as well. So that's at 6.22%. So after this year, at that percentage increase, then the plan, our contract with them takes it back to a CPI after that. So we hope to be able to get each of these increases next year at that rate, but of course we'll do the analysis and present that information to you as well at that time. But that is what we're anticipating, what the goals for next year. It was brought up, the question came about looking to increase these rates. Does that have any impact or any influence based upon the utility credit because of the police station bond? And so I wanted to address that for just a moment and just very straightforward say that does not play a role in these rates whatsoever. So it's all based upon, again, that operational rate, that study through FCS group. These funds, the water fund, the sewer fund, and the refuse fund, those funds shall and must be spent specifically on the operations of those services and on the infrastructure associated with those. The credit that will be issued to folks after in the spring of each year, starting next year, because you'll make that first payment this November, that comes from the general fund. And so those are your discretionary funds. And that's how we were able to, that was our promise to the voters with that relation to the bond. So those are not impacted here. Just wanted to make sure that that was clear as well. Happy to answer any additional questions that you might have.
First of all, thanks for answering that because I'm sure we'll get that question.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the same things we've been talking about for 2 years. We kind of all knew that we were going to be pushed to get a raise with that, especially on the garbage coming in, with the new company coming in, and then also with the newer recycling stuff coming as well. Anybody got any questions,
No.
council? All right. Looking for a motion for resolution number 47-2026.
Mr. Council President, I'd like to make a motion. We approve new business item 9.2, resolution number 47-2026.
All right, I have a first. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, we have first and second. Can I get a roll call, please?
Counselor Funderburk.
Aye.
Counselor Katie McMillan.
Aye.
Counselor Smith. Counselor Dennis McMillan.
Aye.
President Duffloff.
Aye. All right, moving on, 9.3, resolution number 48-2026, a resolution authorizing the assistant city manager to sign an underground right of easement for underground electric distribution and communication lines on city-owned real property.
Yeah, so the police station project continues to move forward. We'll actually have an annual report from the oversight committee to you in 2 weeks. But as part of that work, there's utilities that are being moved, relocated, going underground that's previously overhead. And so this is just to get all of the things that we need on paper and recorded with the county in order to be able to relocate those utilities.
Any questions?
No.
Council? We kind of beat this to bed for multiple weeks. So without any questions, do we have a motion?
I make a motion to approve resolution number 48-2026.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Second. All right, first and seconded. Can I get a roll, please?
Counselor Funderburk.
Aye.
Counselor Katie McMillan.
Aye.
Counselor Smith.
Aye.
Counselor Dennis McMillan. President Duffloff.
Aye. All right, moving on, 9.4, resolution number 49-2026. A resolution adopting a comprehensive plan for fiscal year 2026-2027 and repealing resolution number 38-2025.
Thank you. So the city has 3 unions, and each of those unions have their own collective bargaining agreements that have gone through and approved for council and are scheduled, and we're operating those as usual. What's before you tonight are all those employees that are non-represented employees. And so we look at each year at our costs for our personnel and consider proposing to you a cost of living adjustment for that. When we do that, we do a comprehensive review of the 12-month consumer price index, which was 2.2% as of January. We look at annual inflation rate for the previous year, which was 2.4% in 2025. And then we also consider what the Social Security Administration is doing as well, and they add theirs at 2.8%. So looking at each of those, as well as generally referencing our collective bargaining agreements, staff is recommending a cost of living adjustment for non-represented employees at 2.5% for the next fiscal year.
By the way, before we get any further, I'd like to make put on the record that I may have a potential conflict of interest on this because my son does work for the city part-time. So just be on the record for that.
I'd also like to declare the same thing. My niece who lives with me works for the city.
I guess I have to declare a potential as well because my son-in-law works for the city. Yeah.
I'm fine.
So council, I appreciate the potential. I think they all are working, so that probably isn't actual. So that stated, and Joanna can correct me if I'm wrong here. So because of how we are set up for quorum this evening, it's going to put us into the requirement to vote because we have conflicts that exist within our quorum. So what that usually means is you need 4 of you, it hits our quorum requirements. So one of you would need that to declare a conflict would need to not vote, and the other 4 as a matter of necessity would do that for a vote. Does that sound correct, Joanna?
Thinking this through on my feet. Okay. Hi, Joanna Lyons, Antley, City Attorney. I think I mostly agree with you. I though think it is an actual conflict of interest. I think that makes the definition. But because if you don't vote, right, then nothing happens. And so becomes a necessity that you do vote. And I would just say everybody gets to vote, even if you have a conflict of interest.
Yep. Do we need to rephrase that as an actual then on the record?
I recommend you
Okay.
you declare it as an actual.
Okay. Well, I would like to declare an actual conflict of interest because my son works for the city.
Microphone went out. I would also like to declare an actual conflict since my niece who lives with me is an employee of the city.
I don't think mine needs to rise to the level of actual only because it's a son-in-law who does not live with me. So me personally, what's your opinion on that? Can I get?
I apologize. I have to look at the statute, but
Okay.
I do believe it's on the safer side if you declare it as an actual.
Okay.
And then we just proceed as a.
Proceed as that. Okay.
Mhm.
Very good. Then I too proceed as a actual conflict because my son-in-law does work for the city. Does anybody have any questions or comments regarding this?
No.
Okay. So with that, we'll take a motion.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 49-2026.
I'll second that.
We have a first and a second. Roll call, please.
Counselor Funderburk.
Aye.
Counselor Katie McMillan.
Aye.
Counselor Smith.
Aye.
Counselor Dennis McMillan.
Aye.
President Duffloff.
Aye. All right. Do you have anything for the public comment section, second piece? No. Thank you very much. All right. Discussion items, mayor's message. I guess a council president message. What do you? Thanks, Josiah, for coming and giving us an update. I want to tell you that I really appreciate the hard work you've done the last year and a half or so with getting us more information out on the social media and really kind of driving up membership too. I appreciate it. I really do. Good work. looking forward to the events on this weekend. That's been a long time coming. That's been a thorn in all of us. It's been a task. I don't want to say thorn. It's been a labor of love. There we go. A crown jewel, if you would. I'm looking forward to it. It looks fantastic. By the way, the mural looks great. If you guys haven't seen it, take a look at it. I'm really excited to see the new project coming through with Momo. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's a great representation of a wonderful person that we had in our community years ago. So that's wonderful. Thank you, Mark, for doing that. That's all I got. So I'm going to start with Mr. McMillan on the end there. I'm going to go backwards.
Hooray, I finally get to go first after all these years.
That's right.
I'd like to, I don't know if we're supposed to say anything about Scott, but I'd like to just give a big thanks to Scott. He's heading out of town. He's got a job elsewhere. So anyway, we're going to miss him. I think he's with us here till the end of the month, or at least, right? Okay. Well, anyway, I get to bother him a few more times, but anyway, I just want to put on the record. He's done a lot for the city, and he's, and of course his team too, but his team ain't leaving. He's leaving. So anyway, thanks, Scott, for all you've done. And then I got two other things. There's on the end of Grant Street down by the LDS church, I've had a couple people complain about the potholes there because, they got a brand new road except for that little section, and they're wanting to know if that can get filled in or leveled. And then the other thing is people walking their dogs and they've sprayed for weeds and stuff, and they want to know if they can get some kind of signage maybe if they spray. I don't know if that's even a thing that's possible.
I can respond if you'd like. So
Please.
Potholes, yes, we don't have any remaining budget this fiscal year, so it would have to be something that occurs in the mid to late summer. So it'd be July or August.
Okay.
For that, and we have it. It's on our radar. We're aware of that section there. We just we were quite ambitious in our pothole and crack sealing efforts by summer and fall of last year. So unfortunately, we've spent all of that budget.
Okay.
So we'll get to that this summer. There's not a requirement in our code that requires anyone to place any kind of sign for household over-the-counter herbicide treatments, things like that. If a commercial operator comes out and they do commercial level pesticide and herbicides, those licenses require that a sign be posted when they apply those. But at the over-the-counter stuff, that doesn't exist. We don't have that in our code.
Okay. I just said I would ask, so.
Yep.
All right. That's all I got. Thanks for showing up, everyone.
All right, Mr. Smith.
I've had a number of people ask who the muralist is for the new building.
Yeah, so it was a team. One, Katie Daisy, she is out of Sisters, Oregon. She has a brick and mortar shop that's open on the weekends and on the main strip there in Sisters, and then an online store. She sells homemade, handmade, handcrafted cards, paintings, and quilts and things like that. So this is her whole life, is this type of physical art and those kinds of things. And then her partner is Karen Elland out of Bend. And they've been partners and friends for about 15 years now. They sort of met at Katie's store. And so they've been doing, Katie now has a blog and posts these throughout. She's done about a little more than about a baker's dozen of murals now in mostly central Oregon. And this was their first venture out here to Eastern Oregon. And so they expressed and passed along their gratitude for being part of this project and doing the work. And they really hope that we invite them back.
Thank you. The one thing I'd like to remind everybody is Thursday evening at 7:00 at the new business center, we have National Day of Prayer, the first gathering of that in Umatilla. So I'd love to see everybody out. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
All right. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet too. Thank you for everybody coming. It's great seeing a bunch of new faces out here and stuff. And I think that's a great idea, Mark, what you guys are planning out there. I was looking at the picture and it was exciting seeing the place for food carts and There's a place that said music. Is that for like a stage? So if you want to have like a little live band or something on there, is that what that?
There you go. I'm there, bro.
Well, I don't know about that.
Awesome.
Hey,
You're gonna have all the dogs going in the neighborhood.
cats will be running.
I'll join you. Yeah.
But I think it's a great idea. I'm looking
Yes.
forward to it and just having that whole area. It's such a great area to use that for. So I'm excited about that. So, but thank you everybody for coming and hopefully we'll see you guys all on Friday. So for the ribbon cutting.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you all for coming. And as well, I'm repeating myself, but excited about the Mark, what you have planned. And I think that's going to be much needed. It's much needed here. And love the mural. It looks great and very excited about Friday and Saturday. And yeah, thank you for everything that you guys are doing. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Oh, thanks to the police. I'm embarrassed. I left well, I don't know the police officer's name. He might have told you. I'm just like, my ADHD was kind of taking over and I was unloading my car. And then from inside once I got into my house, I got busy doing stuff inside my house. There's a knock at my door and I'm like, what's the police doing here? And he comes up and he goes, your trunk's been open for a long time. I really don't want it to get broke. It's, anything happen. And I go, oh, hey, thanks. I forgot about that. So I thought that was sweet that he stopped by and did that. So that was so nice. So thank you.
And that's the community we have here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the serve part of the protective.
Yeah.
Serve. It's okay.
I have no idea how long that was open till.
Probably a long time, Corinne.
Yeah, it was.
4 hours. I was actually gonna break into it, but just that close.
Well, it's always fun. All right. And without any other discussion, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Council President, I'd like to make a motion. We adjourn the meeting.
All right, first, do I have a second? Second. All right, first and second, Katie, roll call, please.
Counselor Funderburk.
Aye.
Counselor Katie McMillan.
Aye.
Counselor Smith.
Aye.
Counselor Dennis McMillan.
Aye.
President Duffloff.
Aye. And with that, we adjourn. Thank you very much. Have a